Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sean Wayne. Today, tara pag-usapan natin itong nagsisirculate na to na post galing sa isang Asia Today na Facebook page. No? Bigyan ko na kayo ng disclaimer. Unang-una sa lahat, sabi nga ni Ma'am Zoe is, this is yet to be verified. So we are not 100% sure kung ito ba ay totoo o propaganda lang ng ibang tao. Okay? So, ako personally, okay, I would want to hear the news coming from Hong Kong mismo. At the same time, gusto ko rin makita kung meron nga talagang kaso at naisampa na ba yung legal complaint na yun about money laundering dito sa pamilya Marcos. Okay guys, ayon nga dito sa post ng Asia Today, sabi nila, Hong Kong filed case on money laundering against Marcos family involving 350 tons of gold. Whistleblower claims to have irrefutable evidence. Ngayon, punta tayo dito sa post ni Dare to Ask. Ayon nga sa kanya, how true is this recycled issue? How credible? Must be fake news. Okay? So, kahit kami, meron kaming mga agam-agam tungkol dito. Pero pwede natin pag-usapan. Hong Kong files a case of money laundering against Marcos family involving 300 tons of gold. Whistleblower claims to have irrefutable evidence. The informant produced a number of pieces of evidence, including that the Marcos family sold 350 tons of gold of unknown origin, and HSBC helped them cash out the stolen money, as well as the Marcos family account information in 18 banks around the world involving more than $100 million. $100 billion. Wow. Diba? We urge the Malacanang to issue statement on this para malinawan ng mga Pilipino at maiwasan ang kung ano ng nagpapakalat ng mga hindi tamang balita. Sincerely also, kaagapay po tayo ng gobyerno para labanan ang fake news. Yes, we are one with that. Ngayon, meron nga dito siyang nakita sa iNews, which is basically, ito nga yung nakalagay dyan. Sabi dito, it was posted May 2nd, 2025. The Marcos family is under investigation for money laundering in Hong Kong, involving 300 tons of gold. Whistleblower claims to possess solid evidence. Okay. On the 28th, Hong Kong Asia Television reported that the Hong Kong Monetary Authority recently received a report that the Philippine President Marcos and his family had long used Hong Kong HSBC to launder money. The informant produced a number of evidence, including that the Marcos sold about 350 tons of gold of unknown origin, and HSBC helped the HBC to cash out the stolen money, as well as the account information of the Marcos family in 18 banks around the world, involving funds exceeding $100 billion US. At present, Hong Kong Monetary Authority has set up a special case to thoroughly investigate the matter. If verified, the Marcos family is suspected of violating Hong Kong law and may be held criminally liable. Philippine media said that the informant said that he met Imelda, the wife of former Philippine President Marcos Sr. and the mother of the current president, and his housekeeping in Dida in 2005. Under Imelda's authorization from 2006 to 2011, Indida used the informant as an intermediary and used differential companies to sell gold that could not provide proof of legal origin to Europe and the United States, with a total weight of 350 tons. Alam mo, ito medyo skeptic ako dito eh. How on earth can the Marcoses sell 350 tons of gold? Is it coming from the Philippines or it's coming from a different country? So yun yung hindi malinaw sa akin eh. But until 2020, the Marcos had not paid the whistleblower a commission. And after 2020, they cut contact with the whistleblower. The whistleblower then angrily called the police and produced a number of evidence. Diba? May bahay din ng katrayduran. Ano? Siguro yung mga ganitong bagay, pwede nating isipin na pwedeng Marcos. No? Kasi may bahay ng katrayduran pagdating, lalo-lalo na pagdating kay Bongbong. It has always been well known to the Filipinos that the Marcos family has embezzled huge amount of property. Back then, Marcosinos was overthrown by a coup and fled to the United States. He carried more than 300 boxes of luggage with him, including a large amount of cash, gold, diamonds, luxury goods. Many of his assets were frozen by the United States. In 2018, Imelda was sentenced to 42 years imprisonment for 7 counts of corruption. Later, Imelda appealed continuously and Marcos Jr. became president again. The Philippine court changed the sentence on the grounds of too long time in evidence was lost and the matter was left unresolved. Later, the Marcos Jr. came to power and was extremely pro-American. It was speculated that he wanted the United States to unfreeze his family assets. Now, Hong Kong has also begun a thoroughly investigate Marcos, which is definitely not a good news for him. And Asia Television. Well, unfortunately, ito, may pinost sila. You know, I want to be honest with you, no? The way the article was written, medyo questionable sa akin. Kasi this part, itong part na to, we've been hearing this a lot. So, medyo hindi ako convinced sa sinasabi rito. It needs to be verified. We want to hear it from the Marcos family. Kung totoo nga ba yung mga allegations sa kanila rito. And until such time na may naisampa ng kaso against sa mga Marcoses, that is the only time that I can or will believe na merong ang ikinaso sa mga Marcoses about money laundering. Imagine nyo, that's 350 tons of gold. So, nanggaling yun sa nagpunta, hindi nila dinitalye. No, they only have documents about that. And one thing na interesado rin ako, no, is malaman natin paano nila nakuha or paano nabuo yung 100 billion US dollars. Was that from the sales ng gold? Diba? So maraming tanong. Marami tayong pwedeng itanong dito. Kung totoo man to, no? Kung totoo man to, then let's wait and see kung ano yung final, no? Or isasampa sa mga Marcoses tungkol dito sa 350 tons na gold na binenta at saka yung value, yung 350, yung value ba ng pagkakabenta na yun, yung ba yung 100 billion dollars? Imagine niyo kung gaano kayaman ng mga Marcos. Tinalo pa, pinakamayamang nabubuhay na mayaman sa buong mundo kung totoo man yung 100 billion dollars na yun. But then again, unfortunately, maraming mga kaso about sa graft and corruption sa pamilya Marcos na karamihan nadidismiss. Diba? Karamihan nadidismiss. It's always easy to say, kahit ngayon ako, mas interesado ako sa totoo lang na if we accuse a certain politician na sila ay corrupt, I would want that person who's accusing this particular politician to file a case sa ombudsman. Kanina nga lang guys, napanood na natin, nag-file ng report si Senator Amy Marcos at gusto niya paimbestigahan na sa ombudsman. Sila Remulla, Torres, ah, si Lacanilaw, no, si Ambassador Lacanilaw. Tinatanong nga kanina, may nakita akong post ni Attorney Trixie. Tinatanong niya kung naka-graduate ba ng college itong si Lacanilaw. Diba? Ano ba ang qualification ng isang, ano ba ang requirement ng isang ambassador when it comes to educational attainment? Kailangan ba siya ay college graduate? Siyempre, ano ba salary grade ng ano na yan? Tingnan na natin, hanapin natin. Qualifications. Okay, ito. Ito yung nakuha ko sa ano. Sabi dito, to become ambassador of the Philippines, one must typically be either a career diplomat or a political appointee. Career diplomat raised through the ranks of the DFA, while political appointees are chosen by the President of the Philippines. For career diplomats, the path begins with passing the Foreign Service Officer qualified test assessing verbal, analytical, numerical, and managerial abilities, preliminary interview with panel foreign service officers, written exam covering English, Filipino, Philippine political and economic conditions, international affairs, world history, and foreign language. Psychological test to assess mental fitness, and final oral exam, including individual interview, a panel discussion, and a formal dinner. Wow. Candidate must be a Filipino citizen, holds a bachelor's degree, and at least 2 years of work experience or further studies. Once they pass the FSOE, they can work their way up to ambassadorial position. Political appointees, on the other hand, are selected based on experience, expertise, and trustworthiness, often coming from backgrounds in government, business, and academia. Kaya pala tinatanong nila, tinatanong nila Attorney Trixie kung naka-graduate daw itong sila Lacanilaw. Anyway, mamaya pag-uusapan natin yan, no? So, again, kung kayo tatanungin ko, guys, based dito sa mga pinakita natin, no? Based sa mga pinakita natin, naniniwala ba kayo na merong ikinakaso or under investigation ang mga Marcoses sa Hong Kong because of money laundering? Ako, medyo may doubt ako ng konti kung totoo man to o hindi. Mas paniniwalaan ko na meron ngang kaso ang mga Marcoses kung meron ng official na summon na ipapadala dito sa Pilipinas at iimbitahin ang mga Marcoses para mag-explain o humarap. We don't know ano yung legal procedures nila ron, but definitely they should and must receive a letter to explain, no, tungkol doon sa sinasabi dito. Hindi tayo papakagat sa mga propaganda kahit pa mga Marcoses yan o kung sino man. Gusto muna natin ng hard evidence din na kinakasuhan na nga ang mga Marcoses sa Hong Kong because of money laundering. Diba? Anyway guys, again, maraming salamat sa panonood. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, at i-comment nyo na ang inyong saloobin, no? Ang inyong opinion tungkol dito sa pinag-uusapan natin. I would really love to hear your thoughts about this. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next